Welcome back to the videos, guys. I'm Trey Herrera. For today's video, we are working on the S10 a bit. Two things we got going on today. S10, we're gonna try to make some more progress. I got about 3 weeks to get this done. And in all honesty, if the clutch line would have worked out a lot better sooner, it would have been done sooner. But just all kinds of stuff going on. I was doing a bunch of other car jobs, also working on the Z and trying to race the GTO. You guys name it, I've been doing it. Bruh! So, what we found on the tune on the 300Z is that we have some sort of vacuum leak somewhere. So, what I did is I went ahead and ordered new gaskets for all the intake ports on the Z. So, my LS1 intake is leaking somewhere. I can't find it. I've done the spray test and I do not have a smoke tester, so this one's chilling. Now for the S10, let's get going on the S10. The transmission still doesn't fit, so I gotta bang out the tunnel some more today. Once the tunnel's banged out a bit, then we'll be able to mount the transmission. Once I mount the transmission, the rest of the headers are gonna go on, spark plugs, the rest of the engine will get wired, yada yada yada. All right. Some more beating. All right, so we're getting caught up right in here and right in here. So this is the main spots. I'm just gonna slowly work it back. I know this looks very ugly, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Ignore me panting and stuff. Actually, I'm gonna time lapse this so you don't hear me all breathing hard. But yeah, we're gonna get in here. All right, guys. This was a bit of a pain, but we got the transmission in. It didn't really, with all the new stuff, it didn't really want to mate to, you know, the clutch and everything, but we got it in, which is a huge relief for me. Now I could really work on everything else. So, yeah, so sick. Got it in. Here's my clutch line. Clutch line. I'll probably do some sort of heat wrap because it will run really close to, it'll run something like that, but some sort of heat line or heat wrap, just so when we run the headers right through here, that this thing won't get burnt up. All right, one thing I do have to do is I'm gonna have to adjust the hole a little bit to the driver's side. So where I cut, see the soft spot right here? That's pretty much where I cut. It's gonna need to be shifted a little bit over. All right, guys, we got the transmission in, which is a huge success for today. Next on the agenda is we gotta measure the drive shaft. So you go from the tail housing to where the drive shaft meets on the differential. Let's get this thing out of here too. I think you have to be within an inch. I'm gonna verify that, but you have to be within an inch. 55. We'll go 55. Yeah, we're good. All right, what's really cool is I just measured the drive shaft and it looks like the factory drive shaft will work on this thing. Obviously we're gonna upgrade later, but just to get this thing running for now, that will be perfect. So I just gotta clean up the drive shaft and then I'll go ahead and put it in. That saves me a lot of work, which I'm really happy about. So yeah, she's all nice and rusty, but we'll clean her up, we'll get her painted again. But yeah, so this will work. Temporary though, guys. Don't worry, it's temporary. Until we could get something legit, this is temporary. So if you guys can see, I got some wiring going on. This is the Holley Harness. I had already routed it through the firewall. I was kind of just getting stuff in order, seeing how the harness pretty much lays out on the engine in comparison to my BP automotive harness on the Z. The Holley Harness is very nice, but the measurements are a little funky. So like these guys, and they do have a couple of extras, and also, you know, how they're labeled is a little bit different than a standard GM. Like this one would be, typically this would be an IAT sensor, but this is, I had to look it up, but from Holley, and manifold air temp. So that's an IAT sensor pretty much. So that was a little confusing. Couple things that are a little strange, but nothing crazy. Last thing, I also have to go and check on the shirts. I think today or tomorrow my shirts will be ready, but I'm going to run by the print shop and see what the deal is. I can't wait to show you guys, but yeah, they're almost ready, and yeah, so your boy's been all over the place, I'm not going to lie. Alright guys, so I mounted the starter and the headers on the passenger side, and this is the dilemma I'm kind of running into. So most likely I will not be running the harness as it is. I was running the harness, I don't know if you guys can see down in here, but the harness goes through the firewall right in here, but it's so close to the header, I don't want to have any harness issues with the headers or anything. So I'm possibly going to run the harness around here, up here, and have the ECU mounted right here. I just don't want to have any issues with heat or burning through wires, grounding, nothing. So I think that's the route I'm going to go. It's just kind of part of how you know, swap cars are. So you got to figure stuff out to where what worked on the Z didn't necessarily work on this car. So that's the deal right now. So I know this looks like a mess, but yeah, this will be like this. Ran right back up in here. I'm assuming, I'm not 100% sure yet. I think this is what I'm gonna do though. This is where we tie into the you know, your little digital dash. But yeah, I think I'm gonna run it tied right back up in here, and yeah. And then that gives me all the clearance over here. I got no wires by this side header, and we should be good to go. Just don't want any heating problems. That's, you know, anytime you run wires next to heat, you always run the risk of melting wires. The other thing I ran into is the coil packs. So right now we have the old heater core, and the coil packs are gonna bump. So either I could modify a bracket and make my own or whatever, or I could order some. We'll see what my dad wants to do, but most likely I'll end up modifying, making my own bracket for the coil packs. And little hiccups, but nothing crazy. Stuff to get your creative juices flowing. So yeah, when you guys see this is all just temporary. I just kind of mapping out how I want things to go, how I want to fit things. I like things to be nice and simple and clean, so right now this is not it. And this, I want to make, like I always say in every video, simple is better. So the simpler the setup, the better.
It's the time for games and it's the time to kill. Make up your mind, baby, cause the time is here.